All right, if you're a math instructional coach, you know the real goal, right? It's not just about fixing one-off lessons. It's about building great teachers. So today, we're going to break down 5 really powerful, in-the-moment coaching moves that are designed to do just that. We're not talking about putting out fires here. We're talking about building a teacher's practice for the long haul. So let's just kick things off with a really important question. A question every single coach needs to ask themselves. Are you fixing lessons or are you building teachers? I mean, think about it. It is so easy to walk into a classroom, see a lesson starting to go off the rails, and just feel that pull to jump in and fix it, right? But what if there's a better way, a more powerful, more sustainable way to coach?
So here's what we've got on tap. First, we're going to tackle a new coaching mindset that's absolutely crucial. Then, we'll dive right into the 5 moves, and we've split them into 2 big ideas, revealing what students are thinking, and then building teacher habits that actually stick. And of course, we'll wrap it all up with a practice plan to get you started.
Okay, let's start with this foundational idea, a new coaching mindset. This is all about making a big shift. We're moving our focus from fixing the teacher to really, truly seeing the students. It's about what they're doing. Here's the core idea. The goal is to stop being a lesson fixer. Instead, you become a coach who uses live, in-the-moment assessment of what your students are thinking. You're not there to pass judgment on the teaching. You're there as another set of eyes and ears, laser-focused on what students are saying, what they're writing, and what they're actually understanding. And to help you lock in this new mindset, I want to give you a really simple but super powerful mantra. It's this: 1 to notice, 1 to name, 1 to nudge. That's it. So you notice something important, a key mathematical idea coming from a student, you name it for the teacher so they see it too, and then you help them nudge the whole class forward based on that one little observation. Simple, but it's a total game changer. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the practical strategies. These first 2 moves are all about one thing: making student reasoning visible to the teacher right there in the moment so they can actually use it. Okay, let's jump into coaching move number 1. This first move is huge. Instead of, pointing out who's off task or what's going wrong with management, you become a narrator for the math. You're basically shining a spotlight on all the different strategies and ideas that students are trying out. I mean, just look at the language here. Imagine walking up to the teacher and quietly saying this, or even saying it out loud for the whole class to hear. In one sentence, you've just validated multiple ways of thinking, and you've given the teacher a ton of real-time data to work with. And you did it all without criticizing or correcting a single person. That's powerful. Let's keep that momentum going with move number 2, which builds right on top of this idea. This move is all about empowering the teacher. So instead of you jumping in and re-explaining a concept, you give them the tools to do it themselves. You feed them the exact questions that are going to unlock how students are thinking. You're basically coaching them to be a better questioner. And yeah, these are the kinds of questions we're talking about. Just imagine, you could literally jot these down on a sticky note and quietly hand it to the teacher. They're so simple, but wow, are they powerful. They completely shift the focus away from just, did you follow the steps, to actual, deep mathematical reasoning. It's all about that what, why, and how. Okay, so we've talked about how to get student thinking out in the open. Now let's get into the long game. These next 3 moves are all about creating sustainable change, building habits that are going to stick with that teacher long after you've left the room. All right, let's check out our 3rd powerful coaching move. We all know it, right? The real learning, the deep learning, happens when kids have to struggle with an idea. But there's a very fine line between productive struggle and, well, destructive floundering. This move is designed to help the teacher figure out which one is happening without just giving the answer away. And this difference is so important. Destructive floundering? That's when a student is totally lost, no idea where to even start. But productive struggle, that's the good stuff. That's when they're grappling with the big ideas, they're trying to make connections, they have the tools to move forward even if it's slow. Our job as coaches is to help teachers create more of that productive struggle. And here's exactly how you can do it. This question is pure gold. It's so quick, it's low stakes, and it gives the teacher an instant snapshot of where the whole class is getting bogged down. And that means they can give a really targeted hint, not a full-blown rescue mission. Excellent! Moving on now to our 4th coaching move. Okay, instead of hitting a teacher with a long list of feedback after the lesson, this is about catching them doing something great in the moment, and then putting a name to it.
It builds their confidence, and it helps turn a good instinct into a deliberate, repeatable habit. This is just a perfect example. A quiet little comment like this does two amazing things. First, it makes the teacher feel successful, and second, it gives a name to a strategy like compare and connect that they are now way more likely to use again on purpose.
And that brings us to number 5, our fifth and final in-the-moment coaching move. Look, we'd all love to have long, formal debrief meetings after every observation, but that's just not reality. This move turns every single classroom visit into a mini learning cycle. All it takes is 30 seconds as the bell is ringing. It's all about efficiency and impact. And this timeline just shows you how easy it is to fit in. The bell rings, the students start packing up their bags, and right there, you have this perfect little window to ask a quick reflective question. Something like, hey, what's one thing a student did today that mathematically surprised you? It's fast, it's focused, and it gets the teacher thinking about tomorrow.
So there you have it, 5 incredibly powerful coaching moves. Now for the last piece of the puzzle, making them your own. Let's put together a super simple practice plan that you can start using like tomorrow.
And here it is, everything we've talked about all in one place. I want you to think of this as your new coaching clipboard, like your go-to cheat sheet. Just 5 simple, totally actionable tips. Narrate the thinking, feed questions, check the struggle, name the move, and use that 30-second reflection. It's a complete toolkit for shifting your practice from fixing lessons to building great teachers. And that leaves us with one final question for you. Look, don't try to do all 5 of these things at once. That's overwhelming. Just look at this list, think about the teachers you're working with, and decide what's the one move you'll commit to trying this week. Because that one small commitment, that's how real, lasting change actually begins.